Hey guys, what's going on? Frank Rich here from Rebuilt Recovery. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about how long is it going to take to heal from your porn addiction and provide you with a couple milestones that you need to shoot for in order to successfully break out of this addiction and create the life that you were designed to live. But before we get into today's video, guys, let me remind you who we are and what we do here. My name is Frank Rich, CEO, founder, and head coach at Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men break free from the shackles of porn addiction through the power of faith and fitness. Now, we do that in a handful of different ways. First off, right here on the Rebuild Your Life YouTube channel, we are releasing new videos every single day, Monday through Friday at this point. So if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn those post notifications on so you are notified every time a new video is released. And secondly, guys, if you're in the early stages of identifying some problems with your addiction to pornography and are curious about what life can look like for you once you've been able to remove this habit to porn and masturbation from your life, make sure to pick up our free ebook, guys. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn, where we walk you through how to clearly identify some of the major problems porn is having in your life, how to build a plan for a successful recovery, and then how to execute upon that plan and hold yourself accountable on a daily and consistent basis. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is something that's going to take time, and we're going to talk about the length of time in order to fully heal from pornography. So first thing I want to do is I want to address why I chose the word heal for the title of the video, and this is what we're going to cover here specifically in this video. It's going to be different from some of the other videos that we've done in the past where we talked about overcoming, understanding the addiction. This is really getting to the root cause of it, the healing that needs to take place. And I want us to understand what that ultimately means, because as we've discussed here recently on the channel, is everything with our pornography addiction is linked back to a brain pattern, a redirecting, a rewiring in a negative pattern through our brain and through the neural pathways. And once we understand that it is a healing process that needs to take place, it makes the journey so much easier to begin, but then also to stay consistent with, because if you understand that it's a healing process and that it will take time, then when things get hard and when things get difficult and you're maybe not feeling as good in the early days and weeks of your recovery, you can tap into some of that willpower. You can tap into that long-term goal, that long-term direction of where we're trying to go. So we need to heal, guys. We need to understand that even with one viewership of pornography, there's been new connections that are started to create it in our brain due to the supernormal stimulus of porn. So once we've identified that literally just watching it one time has thrown the course of our brain in a haywire, not where we're naturally programmed, not where we were designed to go, but a supernormal stimulus is creating supernormal connections. So we have to heal it. Now, what does this time frame look like? Well, unfortunately, guys, this is a loaded answer. This is not something that I can say 30 days, 60 days, 90 days for every single one of us. So the few of the key milestones that we really need to look for is day one. I really truly believe in the power of decision. When we fully commit to healing, when we fully commit to removing porn from our life, something dramatic, the real transformation takes place inside of us, inside of our minds, inside of our hearts, inside of the chemistry that creates who we are. So I believe one of the first milestones is really making the decision on day one that no matter how long it's going to take, you're going to stick through. No matter how difficult it's going to be, you're going to stick through. No matter how challenging it gets, you're going to stick through and follow this till the course of action. So the first milestone is literally day one. You need to make the commitment to yourself and to others. Find one other person to share it with. Secondly, guys, I think the next milestone is that 30-day mark. 30 days of consistent habits and 30 days of removal of pornography. Guys, if you're going to heal from pornography, understand that you need to remove pornography from your life. And really going that first 30 days, your brain is going to start to change. You're going to start to build new connections. You're going to start to atrophy some of the old connections that were there. So I think the first milestone that we need to hit is that 30-day benchmark, because it shows us internally that we can commit to a plan, we can follow through. And in those first couple weeks, it's going to be difficult. There's going to be times when you're triggered. There's going to be times when you're stressful. There's going to be time that your nervous system is in that fight or flight where normally you would go back to your default of watching porn and masturbating for that release. But the fact that you've been able to stick through it in the first 30 days shows that you have willpower, shows that you have discipline, shows that you can commit to a plan even when it gets difficult. So second milestone you need to hit is going to be that 30-day benchmark. Third one is going to be right around day 60 to 66. And this is where the new habits, the new connections, and this is where we talk about being proactive in your recovery. You know, successfully healing from porn isn't just staying away from porn. It's actually putting new habits, new practices, new daily disciplines in place. And what neuroscientists have shown is that it's no longer 28 days to create a habit, it's closer to 66. So that 66-day mark where we've been following through, we've been having new habits on a daily basis, journaling, exercising, reading, listening to audios to self-development, connecting with others, whatever those habits are that we're building. And you know, this is what we teach you in the 7-step guide. Whatever those habits are building, you got to follow through and execute upon them on a daily, consistent basis. So the third milestone you really want to target is going to be right around that 66-day mark. And this is where you're going to start to build the new neural connections, and those will really become hardwired into you. And then the fourth and probably the big one is right around day 90 to 120. You know, and this is going to be the combination of unwiring the old patterns, so getting rid of the connections that are pulling you to porn, but then also hardwiring the new connections, hardwiring the new patterns, hardwiring the new habits. So from day 66 to day 90 to 120, this is where your brain is really going to go through some incredible changes. Things are going to start to open up. You're going to begin to see things differently through the world. Your heart is going to start to really take place as well and reshape itself to where you're no longer viewing women as an object. You're no longer lustfully thinking about every single woman that you lay eyes on. So four milestones, 4 benchmarks that I think you really need to pay attention to is obviously day 1. Like we said, make the commitment, make the decision today that no matter what, you're going to stick through this and you're going to remove porn from your life. Second one is going to be your 30-day benchmark, just showing yourself that you have a little bit of discipline to follow through and execute upon a plan and stay away from porn for that short and extended period of time. Third benchmark is going to be that 66-day mark. This is where old habits are going to continue to get weaker and weaker and weaker, but you actually now have built in new neural pathways, new connections for the new habits and routines that you're building. And then fourth and final one, guys, like I said, is going to be right around that day 90 to 120, which is why we built our program into a 4-month course. Okay, guys, now keeping in mind though, that even once you've gone through these milestones, you need to keep in the back of your mind the fact that you were at one point addicted to it. You know, I don't like to constantly remind ourselves, I don't like to identify as an addict. In fact, I don't even really like the word addiction or addict, but I feel it makes the most relevance here when we talk about this. But I don't want you constantly reminding yourself, identifying like we talked about in the 12-step video, that you are an addict, but keep in mind that you were at one point there. And if you go off course, if you go off the plan and you go off direction of where you're moving forward in life and fall back into your old habits, you're instantly, within a moment's time, going to fall back into the trap that you are. Because remember, pornography only takes one time to begin to alter the wiring in our brain. So that's it, guys. How long does it take to heal? It's really not a definite answer, but you have a few milestones and you have a few benchmarks to hit. So pay attention to those, guys. Make the decision today, if you haven't done so yet, to remove porn from your life, because I'm telling you, it will be one of the greatest decisions you've ever made in your life. If you're curious about how we can help you, pick up our free ebook, The 7-Step Guide to Living Life Without Porn. And once you've done that, you're going to be prompted to a scheduling page where we can hop on a call. You and I can talk about building a plan of success for you, putting a reboot plan for you to remove porn from your life for good. So download the free book a call with myself. But that's it, guys. Frank Chris from Rebuilt Recovery here with another video to help you get a better understanding and grasp on your porn addiction, and ultimately answering the question, how long is it going to take to heal from pornography? I'll see you guys on the other side.